listening to the Fox and Raven podcast.
Welcome to the Fox and Raven podcast. I'm KOS, the King of Sorrow, aka Fox, and to the right of me, on the side of me, is J Tune, aka Raven. What's up, Tune?
What's up, man?
What's going on? Happy New Year. We ain't had no podcast in the New Year's yet, so this will be the first 2021 podcast.
Yeah.
How y'all doing? What's going on? It's a lot of shit. Get to it, Tune. What's going on at the top of the hill? What was that? Capitol Hill, up there, right there.
Yeah.
What's going on in the white man world? Let's figure this shit out.
I know. So the white people out here whining about they don't have rights in America. Ain't that some shit? Did you ever thought you would see the day where white people would riot against the American government? Because like you guys know that this whole system is tailored to you, right? Like what do you want to? Are you not being treated fair as a white person? You know what I mean?
Didn't they say it was a riot on Capitol Hill or something like that since like in the 1800s, like 1814 or some shit like that happened? The last time something like this happened? Yeah,
there was something like that. But it's crazy too because, you know, like just before we get into everything that happened, you know, before the election, we heard all this, the conservatives, we're not the ones who riot. That's the Black Lives Matter. That's the liberals and all this shit. That's the left wing people do that. We're patriots. We're Americans. We don't riot against our own government. And, they're just talking all this shit. Like when Biden, if Biden gets elected, we're going to be like, that's my president, because of course, same way you guys should be saying Donald Trump, that's my president. And now look, fucking, he didn't even make it to office yet. And they're already tearing shit down. Then you got dumbass people that are like, all they did was break in and take selfies and, this and that. They didn't, they weren't like the Black Lives Matter movement where they're setting shit on fire. It's like they don't even talk about the 6 people that died and shit. Like, they just went in to take selfies like everything was injured. You see a cop getting smashed in a fucking doorway. You literally see a group of white people beating up a police officer with an American flag that has a blue stripe on it. Like you can't fake that shit. You can't make that shit up. I
say if they say it's so soft, like they didn't really do that much. Okay, let's break into their house and take a whole bunch of selfies. Let me break into your house down the street and take a whole bunch of selfies and see if you feel violated or wrong in any
exactly.
You know
yeah. I mean? If I break I didn't steal nothing when I broke in your house. I just took a picture of myself.
Took a picture of myself on your bed, laying there with my shoes on and shit, and just kicking back. Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't feel violated or misrepresented or wrong or nothing like that,
Yeah, and then they were just, they were going through people mail, and then you got and this is the shit about white people, dog, is you got this lady, they said we didn't vandalize or break anything, but we did, and she's like snitching on herself on this whole fucking Instagram live video. It's like, I mean,
Hey, so what was the lie? What was the lie real quick before you start getting into Trump and everything? What was the lie about that chick, the one that they made a meme out of, the Animaniacs chick? It was like she was Antifa or some shit, like she was a spy, or she was like it was something like, she was like a mole or something like that, so it can seem more worse than it really was. It was like a cover up for her. But
I didn't hear about that. And
you can't cover that shit up. Y'all broke into the Capitol fucking building. There is no cover up for that. It was people climbing the wall, falling off the fucking wall on video.
And what's funny is when people tried to say, they came out and they're like, this was staged by Antifa to make conservatives look bad. If Antifa just wanted Donald Trump out of the White House, why would they do all this shit? And like they already won, right? And then it's like, do you really look at conservative Americans, look at Republicans. They, they're the white beard Duck Dynasty looking motherfuckers. So it's like, are you telling me? And then on top of that, there were politicians there were law enforcement who have clearly been conservatives their entire life, been Republicans their entire life. So are you telling me that Antifa infiltrated their family since they were 10 years old and made them act conservative for 30 years leading up to this point for this one election? Like, get the fuck out of here. And it's like,
destiny.
Yeah, they're like, no, this is Antifa and Black Lives Matter, like trying to make everybody think that this is the Republicans. I know that, makeup effects are pretty good now, but I'm pretty sure none of the motherfuckers wear like black people dressed up in white people face and wigs and beards and shit.
Like some white chick shit wearing the fucking Marlon Wayne's, Sean Wayne shit. Like,
exactly.
I ain't seen no black person, not since a comedy video, is what they're gonna wear a plastered on fake ass Duck Dynasty beard
I
and
know.
some fucking makeup that's going. You can reach certain levels of black on that skin, but that black don't show through that fucking
Yeah.
white makeup.
And
Get out of here.
it's just funny to me too, because like the people that are still hardcore Trump supporters, even the ones that disagree with the Capitol Hill shit, they still they're still for it. They're still like they're so in denial that anything is wrong here. Oh, they're just exercising their right to protest. Isn't that what Black Lives Matter was doing? And they were met. And this is another thing too, is people are like, they were like, oh, if those were all black people, they'd be getting shot down. And then they tried to compare it to, well, if you look at the Black Lives Matter protests, when they were burning shit down, the cops weren't there with ARs, like spraying down everybody and killing everybody and shooting everybody. But they were there with fucking pepper spray, gas bombs, rubber bullets, them little ball grenades. They were like fighting back. The cops did have like weaponry. And in this case, they just let them fucking come in and take over. Then you see that 2 cops got arrested for being a part of it and letting people in. It's like, and you want to know why the fuck nobody trusts police officers in this motherfucker. And then on top of that, with the 2 police officers have been arrested because they help orchestrate and all that shit. And it's funny too, because you see that one of the Capitol Hill security police officers, whatever, got murdered. And where are all the Blue Lives Matter people at right now? Where's all the, back the blue motherfuckers at? They don't exist anymore, because it was never about protecting the police. It was about not wanting black people to have their rights and, equality and all that shit.
They did exactly what you keep saying. Or you kept. Well, I'm gonna say keep saying, but you don't keep saying this like all the time. But you said this in podcasts many times ago, and stuff that we talked about when we were on the phone and off the phone or whatever, or text. But about what was the key thing you said about like white people rights? Well, I'm thinking you started it with this video, but when you keep saying about like how they go about the way they go about the things that they go about, you know what I mean? Like you just stated that when it was about, oh, there we go, that podcast when you started talking about pride, when it was like, oh, Hispanic pride or black pride. It was like, you was like the white pride. And it was like, no, you said not white pride, is white privilege, pretty much. Because the point I'm bringing that up is like, you can't be blinded by what now. Everything that used to happen when we were teenagers and kids were all through rumors and some pictures and some this, and you can't be blinded by that shit now that they're doing and saying that there's no privilege behind it, when you just said the 2 cops were led or were a part of the shit getting let in. It's like that lady said in the video, it's a revolution. Like, a revolution for what? Like, what are you? No, but I was like, I was trying to look for the word. I asked you the word for it. It's like I know I'm jumbling all over my words, but it's like this: you're trying to abolish your own rules. I don't know the proper. I don't know the proper statement for that, but that's what they're doing. It's like you're not. Because it's like you just mentioned, the Black Lives Matter. You're not sitting there protesting against Black Lives Matter. You went and attacked Capitol Hill. You're the same motherfuckers that were mad that they're pulling down the statues, right?
Exactly.
Christopher Columbus and shit like that. But then you went and did the same shit when it comes to Capitol Hill. Those were created by your forefathers and blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? Like some hypocritical shit. Like what statement are you making if, oh, they're pulling down art statues and things that made America? Capitol Hill is one of the motherfucking main things that is in that Americanized system and shit.
Yeah, it's like over here when the Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, and I don't know if it was like a Capitol building or like Denver City Hall or something like that, but I remember it got graffitied up by some people. And they were talking about how disgusting it was. You had all these white people out there cleaning the graffiti, like, we're civilized. We're not gonna ruin the stuff. We're not gonna fuck up our own country and our own shit. And then now look at it's exactly what you're doing right now. And nobody's speaking out against the shit. Nobody, none of the Republicans are like, this was wrong. And on top of that shit, so before I get into Trump real quick, so what's today? Today's the 14th. So it said between the 16th and the 20th, all 50 state capitals are supposed to be getting attacked with armed protests and all that shit.
That's the thing. Even then, what you don't see, not you, you know what I mean, them.
Yeah.
Like you don't see nothing wrong with that shit. Like you just did, like I just said. I can't sit there. I can't fathom it. It doesn't wrap around my mind. It's
Yeah.
like you fucking get mad that your statues were being destroyed. I keep going back to the statues because it's like the symbols of America. Those many statues in the fort, whatever, of the military and the Navy and all that kind of stuff about changing the name. Fort Bragg and all the rest of those, you and the Confederate flag and all that. You get mad about those things that symbolize the America that you love, but then you go and do that. And I don't see a whole bunch of Black Lives Matter protesters storming Capitol Hill and shit like
Yeah.
that, trying
I
to
know.
change, trying to make sure things change or stay the same and shit or whatever. But you're doing that shit with those same flags and shit. You got the Confederate flag climbing up to Capitol Hill, burning shit or destroying shit. And Capitol Hill is a symbol of America, like the
And
White House.
well,
Like
I mean,
the fucking,
it's true, but if you think about the Confederate flag anyway, it's kind of anti-America because they had the
yeah,
United States of America and the Confederacy wanted to split from America. So there's nothing patriotic about that fucking flag.
yeah. But those people think that it's patriotic. You
Well,
know what I
those
mean? Like,
motherfuckers are
yeah,
stupid.
yeah. They think that it's patriotic. That's why they keep holding it up and waving it and shit like
Yeah,
it's the most patriotic shit. That mindset. I don't get
yeah.
it. I don't get your mindset. I don't get
Well, and then
still.
you
And
wonder
then
why, because the whole point too, when the Confederacy was going on, they're the motherfuckers that wanted to keep slaves. And you
yeah,
wonder why they don't agree with Black Lives Matter, motherfucker.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. When the Confederacy going on, those motherfuckers who were the traitors against the American
yeah,
anyway. It was the North and shit that came over there and regulated on y'all ass.
yeah, they talk about Black slaves matter and shit.
Yeah, this is what slaves are. Yeah, that cotton ain't gonna pick itself, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get
I
out there
know.
and work.
Like, damn. But and so getting to Donald
So
Trump, let's
let's sorry about that, but go back to you say so from the 16th, well the
16th
14th.
to the 16th to the 20th. Apparently, they're supposed to be attacked. So it was ABC released that's something that's on the FBI like board right now.
Now you ready to go conspiracy mode? Is it something that they said they were gonna do, or something that the media's pumped out there so that
Yeah,
it can be done? You know what I mean?
or that the FBI pumped it out in the media on
Yeah.
purpose. I mean, but they're trying to warn people if you don't have any business at the Capitol buildings, and then like I see, you got
But
Trump
when you say
instigating
that,
the shit.
when you say that, stupid people are gonna go do it. That's why we just said what we said.
Well, that's why they said they said that they're telling everybody else, like, if you don't have to be there, if you don't work there, stay away from there because there's planned armed protests and whatever, and you'll be in danger and shit. So they supposedly act like they're looking out for the regular citizens that aren't part of these protests. But no, you're right, because now by putting it out on the media, all the people that didn't know about it who would go now know about it so that they can go.
Yeah. Just like the storm Area 51 shit. You tell everybody you better not come over here. What did they do? They go over there because you told them not to.
Didn't they say only like
that.
Didn't they say only like 13 people showed up or something like that?
Yeah, doing
like stupid motherfuckers.
doing the Naruto run and shit with their hands behind their back. Yeah, I mean, talk about me. Remember all the memes? Me and my little alien in the kitchen cooking breakfast and shit. Like, you really gonna find a little alien and adopt it? But that's my point. It's like just like anything that we've seen all of our lives. We talked about stuff like this all the time. You tell people, oh, don't do something, they're gonna go do it just because. Especially right now, people don't have shit to go to, going on for themselves besides, wallowing in their own fucking sorrow and drama and shit. So what are they gonna do? Oh, I want to change something. I want something to change. You're already locking them up at home. They're mad about being at home. You think that people would be happy to be at home? I'm not saying about those people who abuse their kids or wives or husbands and shit. We talking about the people who are just working at fucking AutoZone or something like that, and just I don't want to be home, and this is some bullshit, and why do I got to wear this mask and shit like that? At least you got a home to go to, motherfucker. Like, the only people, like we always said when it comes to the COVID shit, the only people that ain't complaining is homeless people. You ever notice that shit? They didn't go out there and get no toilet paper and napkins and none of that shit and water.
I know. They out there doing their thing.
Yeah,
life didn't change for them. They probably didn't even know the shit existed.
Yeah. It's like, what? COVID? I've been wearing a mask fucking for 18 years now. You know what I mean? Like, just sitting on the street. But
Yeah.
but that's the key thing to exactly what you just said. It's just funny how you tell somebody don't go, like if even if that wasn't a plan, they just gave them a plan. And people will do that because they feel some type of way of, I have to change America. Like you really can, by protesting in front of a building. Like you really can change the minds of how the government is going to work because your little simple ass decides you want to protest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And
you
then
really can change the minds of some shit. No, it ain't gonna take no thousands of people to change some mind. It takes millions of people to change some shit.
yeah. And then we can get to the fucking
50. So in all 50 states, they're gonna have people go to the building now. So pretty
go
much
to the
that's what you
capitals. Yeah.
that reverse psychology shit. Dog, it's like that indirect direct message or some shit, subliminally. Yeah, go over there. Because and then so they can blame it on other shit. It's all like people say it's a distraction and all this shit. It's all just to blame it on other shit. If you know what I mean, that's how I figure.
Yeah.
It keeps your mind off of whatever bullshit that's coming next. We always say that. That means when they're planning something big like that, and that's my conspiracy mind, is that when they're planning something big like that, it's a distraction for the other shit that they already got working on
And I
coming
mean,
soon type shit.
And I mean, like I said, with the storming of Capitol Hill, you already saw, there were politicians there. There was law enforcement participating. So it's like, yeah, this could be what they want to happen. And get into that on that point, get into, the president of our United States. First of all, he incited the violence. He was encouraging that kind of behavior. So Twitter banned him, and then Facebook and Instagram banned him. And then, that new conservative social media that's called Parler. There's a whole social media created just specifically for Republicans. And Robert Frank joined that shit. Parler got completely shut down because it was made through Amazon. So Amazon pulled the plug on it, completely shut it down. They're like, we don't want, because they were planning attacks on Parler.
Amazon was like, you ain't fucking up this money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jeff Bezos like, I ain't losing none of my investors over you motherfuckers.
That bitch that divorced me already took half my shit. You ain't taking the other half.
Yeah, all the broke ass Democrats are spending their last dime ordering from Amazon while they in COVID lockdown. Like, I need this shit.
Somebody right now ordered some plastic fake ass 13 boxes of fake lemons right now. You ain't fucking up that fake lemon money.
I know.
They want bullshit in their house. Keep delivering that bullshit. Get it out of here.
Yeah, I ain't about to let no Democrat, Republican, Independent party fuck up that. But so anyway, after all that shit gets shut down, everybody was forcing, trying to force, what's his name, Pence, to invoke the 25th Amendment to override Trump and become president or whatever. He refused to, which can be a positive thing, because now the very first president in American history, the best to ever do it, got impeached 2 times now, which is a world record. He's the very first president in the history of the United States of America to get impeached twice.
So, what does that mean?
He gets impeached better than any other president in the history of the United States of America.
I still don't understand the meaning behind the impeachment. Like, if you impeach him, that means he's still president, especially after the second time.
He's still president. So when the impeachment happens, then
he can't run again, pretty much.
No. He can still. So once he's impeached, then it goes to the House to have him removed. So last time he got impeached, but they voted not to remove him. So then he went back into office. So my thing is, if what's his name? Pence?
Yeah.
Spencer. But if he would have invoked the 25th Amendment and took over, then that means Donald Trump would have to step down as president. Then Donald Trump could run again in 2024, and then we'd have to repeat this whole process. If he gets impeached and removed, then he won't be able to run again ever. So hopefully, they just impeach his ass, because you see how his crazy ass followers, whoever wins, after whoever's in after Biden running, then it's going to be, Trump again. And if he doesn't win, then it was false. Because it's funny too, because you heard that phone call with Trump where he there's this phone call with him and the Georgia Secretary of State or whoever, or Georgia senator, and he was trying to get them to change the votes, right? Because he said, oh, we have this team. Our team is better than your team. We have this team that shows how many votes are false. We want you to change the numbers. And they phone tapped his ass. They got the entire fucking thing recorded.
Oh,
and so that's a felony fucking crime. You're trying to tamper with fucking federal fucking votes and all these people. So you know, people are mad now. The Republicans are mad. That's why they're rioting, because they feel like there was election fraud. Did any Democrats riot when fucking 800,000 fucking votes went missing in Florida for George W. Bush?
In the water, Blake. It's in the water right now.
Yeah.
Still. Wait, I found one right here in my car, dog.
They float and shit. So it's like, it's the point that, oh no, it's voter fraud, you know. And it's funny too, because the Republicans are so up their ass that, you know, like I said, I don't give a fuck about Republican or Democrat. Fuck a Republican, fuck a Democrat. But the fact that they act like when a Democrat wins that, oh, it's not American patriotism if you're a Democrat, motherfucker. Like, at least there's the same amount of Democrats that there are Republicans. So you're saying your country has set up this two-party process for a Republican or a Democrat to be in office, and when a Democrat wins, you're basically saying it's unpatriotic and un-American. But that's the American system. America was built specifically to have that system to be a fair, you know, thing, whatever. Which is still bullshit. It's not. But how can you get mad about that?
Yeah. That's
either way, it's a white person sitting in that fucking chair, right?
Yeah. Because if it ain't white, it ain't right. You already know.
That's why it's called the White House.
Yeah.
Make America white again.
Yeah, niggas build it, but that white man better be in it. That's all I know. If it ain't white, it ain't right. I'm sick of this shit. Let's go back to regular white America when niggas wasn't shit and everybody else ruled the world and shit.
Right.
But you know, this shit is just it's puzzling, all this shit. It's like, I don't understand what's the big draw, even when it comes to like you know, back to this you just said this shit. There we go. I don't understand what's the big draw to this shit. Like, now it's funny, after all these 4 years, whatever Trump doing the most, now Twitter want to say, oh, that's enough. Now Instagram want to pull back. He was talking about grabbing people by the pussy, fuck, you know, all kind of stupid shit. Saying the stupidest shit for like 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
And on Twitter doing 100 messages a day, sitting in the toilet at 3 a.m. talking shit. Hillary ain't shit. I seen your emails, bitch. I seen who you can take. You know, all kind of shit. You know, Obama ears, he can fly away, Dumbo looking ass motherfucking boy. You know, he was talking shit, big shit for like 4 years. Now all of a sudden because it goes back to what Toon said, because he incites it. When you start, we'll go back to what you said and what I said. When you start fucking with the white man shit, they don't like that. I don't care if you are white. But if you white fucking with the white man shit, they don't like that shit.
It was funny when the Black Lives Matter shit was going on. It was terrorism. You know what I mean? It's unacceptable. It's Antifa. It's all this shit. And then when the Capitol Hill building thing happened, you know, Donald Trump was like, oh, I just request, you know, everybody go home, be safe. We know that you're upset. And you know, all this stuff, whatever.
Donald Trump said that shit.
Yeah. And then even some of the people that worked in the Capitol building were like, oh, you know, they're not terrorists. They're mad about something and they're protesting. It's like, isn't that what the whole fucking Black Lives Matter movement was? Is seeing all these black people getting murdered in the street? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When the dogs start showing their fangs, the dog is an issue. But the same fucking dog sitting there fucking just barking, ain't no fucking issue. But if we start showing fangs, it's a problem and shit like that.
Yeah.
That same dog could bark, but it ain't nothing wrong. He just barking and shit. But don't you see his teeth and shit? Ain't he showing fangs and shit? No, it's okay. Yeah, but if we show our fangs, it's a problem.
I know.
It's a fucking problem. You speaking too much. You talking too much. Take y'all slave ass back in there and that chicken. You fucking tripping. You fucking tripping. You gonna put them 16 herbs and spices and shit and shut your ass up. Go in there and make my cornbread, motherfucker.
Make my soul food. Just shut the fuck up.
Get back over there on them twerk videos. Keep buying that bling. You fucking tripping. Don't you over here talking about you want rights and shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? You got the right to shut the fuck up. Take your black ass in the back. And
you got the right to breathe as long as we continue to let you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But nah, don't start showing that you intelligent. It's the similarities go back to how it was to like slavery and shit like that.
They weren't allowed to read and shit.
Yeah, don't show no intelligence and shit. Was it like Chris Rock's that joke when he was talking about, you hate to be that one slave that knew how to read, and when they start making stop signs and shit like that, and you driving the buggy, and it was like, nigga, it's a stop sign going up there. And it was like, well, sir, it's the intersection right here. I can't go through it. If I stop, this nigga gonna know I know how to read because it say stop. If I keep going, we gonna crash. What do you do? And then when he stopped, nigga, who told you to stop? I can't read. What did you do? Oh, that little octagon thing right there? Nigga, who taught you what an octagon is?
I know. I'd be like, that's red. Red, no.
Red and red is no.
Red is no.
It's like, nigga, who taught you what octagon is? Nigga, but that's true though. It's
right.
Fucking contradict. It's
5
like
rounds with his ass at an octagon. He hit up Dana White real quick.
Yeah. Take your ass over there to that MMA and shit, UFC. Put an octagon around your motherfucking eye, motherfucker. Yeah. Keep talking that shit. But that's true though. We making jokes about it, but it's the true shit. It's like people got to realize that shit, and we will call this segment political Fox and Rape, because you know what I mean. Like if everybody else want to be political, we can be political too. And it's
like, I hate getting on politics, and I'm mad that so many of our episodes this past year have been politics. But it's just like shit is it's going downhill. It's going downhill fast. Like shit is getting worse and worse, man. And
that's the worst part about it. Just like we always mention this, and we mention this off fucking streaming and shit, but we mention it like this. Where's the fucking leadership around here? Even when y'all was killing the black people like it wasn't crazy and it wasn't getting filmed and all that kind of shit, or it was getting filmed and y'all were blind about it, and the racism was at its high, but it wasn't as high for the white people that see the racism because they were blinded by the bullshit. Now the bullshit is being shown. Even that America we rather have, because at least you had leaders back then. Even when Obama was the fucking president, at least you had a leader back then that made sure shit was straight. It wasn't none of this shit going on right now. There's no leadership, dog. There's no leadership nowhere.
Another thing that's crazy is like a couple people on Twitter I saw post, like people that are Republicans but don't agree with the Capitol Hill shit. They're like, ever since all this shit happened, they're like, we went out and we voted for Trump, we supported Trump, all this shit happened, and he hasn't said a motherfucking word to anybody. Like he's like in hiding, just fucking quiet, probably in his bunker.
I know. Hey, you notice every time he pulls some bullshit, he pulls away. You ever notice that shit? He'll like the riot. You say like he incited the thing for Capitol Hill, and then he goes hide for like a day or so, and then he comes out like, what was that? Oh, Trump conceded to Joe Biden, so now it's like, okay, but and then before that, Black Lives Matter shit. Before that, whatever fucking going in there with the corona, and I'm not wearing no mask, and it's like he's always doing bullshit, and people love it because it's exactly what he says about ratings and getting people to watch and listen to his bullshit. That's all it pretty much is with Trump. Listen to me with my bullshit.
And remember that when the Black Lives Matter shit was going on, Trump was the one that said, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, right?
That's my favorite shit. And I love it.
Where were the guns at?
Yeah. When the looting started, niggas is walking away with stamps, with them big ass great seals and shit like that, right out the building, walking away with the shit.
That one big dude took the whole podium and shit. So it took like a whole podium.
A whole Roman eagle is on that motherfucker just posing. Dog just walked off with the shit. Like, you know what I mean? Look.
It's just the thing that pisses me off. I'm actually like this Capitol Hill shit. I'm like really happy that this happened, because it shows you how contradicting the country can be. Because just like I said, just 2-3 months ago, all these same people that were talking about back the blue and the government this, government that, he is your president, all of them flip-flopped, complete 180, and they're all on that opposite side now. They should be standing with the black folks.
I say it all the time, and we make this joke all the time, but I told you, I said it before, you don't fuck with the white man shit. I don't care if you are white, they'll kill your ass. They done took out many of the damn legends in the past, the fucking singers and musicians, all that kind of shit. Yeah. But that old creepy ass white man sitting there like in the back right now, Trump did what? Oh yeah. No, fuck that. No. Yeah. You ain't playing. Whoever's sitting there signing Trump's checks, got pissed off. That's my point.
Yeah, and I'll tell you,
The motherfuckers on top got mad. You fucked with their shit, dog. You don't fuck with something that means something to them. You don't like
because this is their country. That's where people keep getting this fucked up. Is all these. They're like everybody in the bloodline. This is their shit. Their forefathers made this fucking country, not our forefathers. Their forefathers, their ancestors built this shit for them to have and them to control, not for us. No, nobody that comes from where we come from could ever be president. I don't give a fuck how hard you try for it and how good of a person you are. It would never happen. Not a million fucking years in this country would that happen.
And Tune just crushed some of your kids' dreams. Just
right, yeah. Don't go around telling your daughter you could be the first lady president. No, she fucking cannot. Not unless she got that that old
that
white
dragon's blood, the fucking shit, wizard blood in her body,
the tiger, the Charlie Sheen tiger blood shit. Yeah, but
that's true what you say.
But what trips me out too is like when you look at the Congress people, the ones who voted on Trump's impeachment. Only so there's on in the House there's like a certain amount of Democrats, certain amount of Republicans. I think Trump only got impeached like 220 something to like 197 votes. So that means 197 people still voted for Trump not to be impeached, and only 10 Republicans of that House flip sides and voted for Trump to be impeached.
I wonder what's the deal, because Trump is money. Pretty much. It's not that he's a good orator. He's not a good speaker. He doesn't sit there and
he's a dumbass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like, because I don't know if it's the concept like, oh, we can build him to another Hitler type shit, like, oh, we can get him to revolutionize shit and bring back some old school style shit.
It could be.
I think it's money, dog, because he's not a great orator. It's not like he's saying some deeply passionate shit that riles up the people. All he's doing is spitting bullshit. He's telling you, nah, you should have this and fuck that. You should have that. And
this is the thing. Is people don't realize that like where we grew up in a very diverse area, and people don't realize that the majority of America is still white. The big vast majority of America is still white. The vast majority of those white people are still racist. And the thing that Donald Trump gave them was he gave them the opportunity to be out of the closet racist. He let them express how they really felt in public.
Okay, I see. There we go.
So that's what pumped them up, because now, like, oh no, our president backs this behavior. Our president backs the Confederate flag. Our president backs us going out and, oh, we heard, Kyle Rittenhouse, 17-year-old, not even old enough to own a gun yet. The president calls him a hero for going out there and shooting down people because he was protecting the country and protecting his fellow small businesses, even though that wasn't his neighborhood. That wasn't his home. He had his mom, because he doesn't even have a fucking car, drive him over there with a rifle that she gave him because he can't own a fucking gun.
And nobody sees nothing wrong with this shit.
Nobody sees. No, he's a hero. He's a patriot. He's an American hero. What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
And it's not even about skin color. Well, yeah, it's about skin color, but you know what I mean? It's not even, where's the morality behind that shit? Okay, Junior, get in the car. Don't forget your extra bullets. Yeah, we're gonna take you over here. Like, it's like, what the fuck? We had to be back in the house before the fucking street lights come on. Right. Let alone come in the house. Fucking okay, mom, take me down the street to go shoot up some motherfucking people. What is that shit?
Yeah, could you imagine if it was a black mom with a black son, what he would be called for that? He'd be a thug,
a dead nigga. He'd be a dead nigga. That'd be his name. Fucking dead nigga. That nigga died. That's what he would be. He would fucking shot up. He had many nicknames: shot up nigga, dead nigga, the loose lips nigga, all kind of niggas. Shit. That nigga splatter, he'd be all kind of shit. That's what he would be.
It'd be a chalk fucking outline.
A missing nigga, in jail nigga. Fucking, he'd be all kind of nicknames for his ass right now.
Yeah,
a stupid ass nigga.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to me, man. It's a trip. Like same shit. Like like the dude who podcast I listened to that we used to work with. He's still on that. Kyle Rittenhouse, American patriot, hero. Like man, he's so fucking.
But is he saying it? Is he saying it like to rile people up jokingly?
No, because I get the videos that to rile people up. Like he says this shit on his podcast, like dead serious, and it's like his podcast now is like really listening to Rush Limbaugh.
Man, get your money back, bro. It's
I
money.
know.
Yeah, you know ain't nothing. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna throw a little shot like Tupac would. Ain't nothing glorious. Ain't nothing glorious about that shit, nigga.
It's
Ain't
really,
nothing
it's
glorious.
really not, man. It's really
Ain't nothing
disappointing.
jacked about that shit, man. Ain't nothing
The thing that gets me
tan about that shit, my nigga.
this is the thing that gives me the most is they constantly, and this is since the beginning, since Donald Trump has been president, they constantly call this motherfucker alpha and all this shit. You see this little fat orange blob of a man walking around this bitch talking about a bunch of dumbass shit.
It's because he got money and the title of, well, okay, I'll give him that title of alpha when it comes to his titles and shit. But physically he ain't no fucking alpha. Well, I guess he physically ain't got to be no alpha. Mentally he ain't no alpha. What kind of alpha mentality is that? If you're projecting fear, what kind of alpha mentality is to project fear?
And then
For
on top of
somebody,
that,
that stands for glorious and fucking being Jack Tan and juicy and shit. What kind of fucking alpha mentality projects fear? Alpha won't project no fucking fear.
And it's funny. It's funny because Donald Trump isn't even financially an alpha because the banks, two of his private banks that he works with, they dropped his ass and they put all his info out there that he owes like $300 million in loans back to these people that he can't pay, that they paid for all his shit for the last like 20 years and shit like that they've given him loan after loan. And he's in deep shit. Donald Trump, he's in deep fucking shit. Like,
And and then like we used to work with old boy, it's like, man, it's no personal attack against you, my dude, but it's like some shit. If it's for comedy is subjective, is different. I don't give a damn. But when it comes to a different transition of a lifestyle and shit like that, and Tune been rocking with you a lot longer than a lot of people that rock with you now, from ground zero type of rocking with you all the way until you push the point where Tune say nah, you know what I mean, and you proven that it's nah like that, you went all the way off the fucking rails. And if you don't like what we saying, you can always invite us to another podcast to do it with you. We'll talk shit. We talk big shit. You know, bring out your fucking facts. I got my facts right there. My brother, there you'll put the fact. I'm just there to ad lib fucking Little John on that shit.
The hype man and shit. Yeah. But that's what's the trip to me though. Like, is it's just like, for me, I mean, I don't give a fuck. There's plenty of stupid ass people out there voicing their opinions on everything. With me, my thing is just that if you're going so hard, like, it's okay, you could believe whatever the fuck you want, I don't mind. Yeah. But if you're going so hard on people, like calling people names, talking shit, like even with and it's like, I don't want my name associated with that shit. You know what I mean? Like especially when it's, because it would be the same thing if it was constantly, because we don't, we talk shit about Donald Trump in a sense because of the shit that he does, because he's the currently the president of the United States. If it was Biden doing the same shit, then I'd be talking shit about Biden too. I'm not picking sides on this. And the thing is he's so far to the right, you know what I mean?
He said, Larry, that was another pun if you didn't pick up. The radical left. No, you radically to the fucking right. You need
radically fucking insane, whatever side you're on. It's just fucking.
But it's true what you said. If this was, don't get it twisted. Fox and Raven still stand with that. It don't matter what fucking politician and what sides of the fucking politic that you want to be on. It don't matter if you want to be fucking a Democrat, Republican, Independent. If you're doing some stupid shit, we saying you doing stupid shit.
And that's what my problem is.
Don't get it twisted, because Joe Biden will do some stupid shit, and we'll be back on this podcast talking about he a dumbass too.
But and that's the shit that pisses me off though. It's like, even if you were a huge Trump fan and you're a Republican, the fact that you cannot admit that he's done something wrong at any point, like I said, it makes your opinion completely invalid to me, because you're not looking at the you could say, okay, he's done this good, he's done this good. So somebody told me a couple things he did. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. But if you say, what about this and this? Oh no, that was Antifa, that was this, that was that. That was because the government and this and this. If it was up to Donald Trump,
I don't care if it was Antifa or Queen Latifah. But when you start fucking, people are fucking dying, and you got a fucking disease out there that's invisible, wild, killing people off. People are literally dying. They talking about it's a stronger strand of fucking COVID now, all kind of other shit. Even at our jobs and shit, the protocol is getting more intense and shit. When you got more important shit, is my overall point, is when you got more important shit going on in the world, who gives a fuck about some smaller shit that doesn't even matter? It's like you're not taking care? Where's your leadership? If he's such an alpha, where's the alpha leadership? That's all I'm talking about.
And then,
lead as an alpha. You know what I mean? And you're supposed to be leading these American people. You leading America into ruin and shit like that. You got other fucking countries laughing at us, bro. Like, what the fuck? We're supposed to be the standard. We supposed to be the shit, the top.
And that's another thing too.
Cream of the crop over here. What the fuck is you doing?
That's another thing with dude too on his podcast and shit. He was, and I agree. Don't get me wrong. I agree that the coronavirus shit has been blown way out of proportion. But when he's like, oh, if you get coronavirus and you die from it, you deserve to die and all that shit. And it's, and it's like, okay, you're hyping it up, but he's like, oh, you're a fucking pussy, so you deserve to die if you die of COVID. But it's like, look at, Kalani. He almost he ended up hospitalized from that shit because he has asthma, and he was a University of Hawaii football player. You know what I mean? He's in good fucking condition.
We said it too, that proportions could be, we're not saying that we said it in every other podcast. We're not saying that it isn't a real virus. We do say that they blew it out of the water, but that's just my point. Like, even if they did blow it out of the water, you can the way that you incited the fucking people to go to Capitol Hill, you can incite the American people to come together just the same. When it comes to racism, when it comes to a virus, anything, you can instead of having those fucking rallies about, oh, they're trying to do this to me and that to me and shit like that. Why don't you be like, yeah, y'all need to start taking care of each other. We need to get healthy like these other fucking countries. We are the standard, like I said before. Y'all need to fuck all the racist bullshit and let's start bringing America back to fucking together, getting this money, our people off the street, blah, blah, blah. Open up businesses.
And you could clearly see that, Trump knows he's done. So I'm sure that's why he's not doing. She doesn't give a fuck anymore. Like, I feel like he really, I don't know for sure that he gave a fuck in the first place, but he acted like he did. He just didn't know, you know what I mean? But especially now, it's just like, he's like, it's your country. Fuck you guys. You know what I mean?
The last thing I'm going to say about even with that Trump shit, it just reminds me of all the stuff that we have ever read, all the mythology, all the fucking stories that we ever read and studied all our lives and shit that we even created ourselves. And shit that even I'm accusing myself of doing when you get too drunk, too big-headed or whatever. It's like you get into a position and then you sit there and let that position run your mind. Like we said, the old stories of kings and shit like that. They get into fucking a position where they get too big-headed and then at the end it's like, fuck, I fucked up. At the end and shit like that. That's what I know he thinking he fucked up because it was like you could have had more terms of being king. You could have 4 more years of fucking ruling and shit. That's my point.
But see, that's 4 more years. Thing,
but you fucked it up.
That's because the thing, though.
You got a little taste of like celebrity shit. You was already a celebrity, but you know what I mean? Like if you were a person who were never a celebrity, you got to become a celebrity and start fucked up your celebrityhood.
But that would be, I would understand that and I would be okay with that. The problem is I think it's the opposite. I think he doesn't think he did anything wrong and he really thinks that the election was rigged by the leftists and the Antifa and all that shit. And because he's playing the victim right now. He's acting like he was cheated. He doesn't think he did anything fucking wrong. And that's what the problem is.
You did 4 years of wrong, my dude. A lot of the shit you did wrong. My bad. I had to turn this shit on. It's hot. But he did you did 4 years of fucking, damn, shut up. You did 4 years of wrong shit. It's like not just one night overnight. But it's funny. I hope they give the next person, which is probably Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I hope they give them the same leniency that they gave Trump all these fucking 4 years.
The Republicans ain't. They're gonna be white. It's like what they did with Obama. Every little fucking move he made was constantly criticized, and not to say that it wasn't done for Trump also, but. I mean,
but they gave him some real leniency, dog. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
After you incited a fucking race war, dude, like by not saying nothing. When you know, I'm pretty sure he had not pretty sure. I know he had advisors and counselors and shit like that. When the shit would, if racism and all that shit's been there, but when the shit with George Floyd and all that stuff started and the race wars or protests started, you didn't try to diffuse the shit. Yeah, you added on to the fire. Pouring gasoline on the shit and letting it burn. Mm-hmm. Just like you didn't take any time to sit there and stand as leader of the fucking free world and shit. You didn't take the time to do so. You took that time when that shit was going on. What did he do? Have another rally to start talking shit. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you about Hillary. and the details and blah blah blah. Like, what the fuck you keep talking about Hillary and Obama and shit for?
They're not
You
even.
the president.
They're not
You
even
the president,
running.
dog. What's going on with this shit right now? This
Yeah.
fucking a whole year just passed by, and now we're into the next year, 14 days into the next year with the same situation, dog. We just had a year of that, but what the end of the year? Which one, like 6 months of the bullshit when it
Yeah.
race wars and all the rest of that shit? 3 months, 4 months, whatever it was before.
Probably like 6 months, yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody settled down around the holidays. You know, hey, kick that racism shit back. We gotta buy some Christmas shit. Y'all gotta kick back.
Yeah.
That's why I say all of this shit is funny to me. All of the shit is comedy to me. You know, it's like, oh, it's comedy that will die. Yeah, you know what's comedic about it? Because they only do the shit when it benefits them. You know, them as in whoever's opposing us. As I'm talking about opposing us as not black and white, but I'm talking about opposing us as people that are together, unified and shit like that. People in general. You know, when you come to the unionization of the people that understand this shit, that this shit is all puzzle pieces and fucking chess moves and shit like that. Like what me and Toon are talking about right now. You're letting division, or you're letting them cause division. How? By going in on their bullshit. But their bullshit only comes around when they want it to, and people ain't realizing that shit. We see the bigger picture. Like I said, it wasn't no race wars and violence around Christmas. Oh, we could put all that shit to the side and fucking enjoy buying up some shit for our families that don't deserve none of the shit. Oh yeah, it's New Year's. Let's buy some of these drinks and we'll get back to the shit after New Year's and shit. What is that shit? It's not no. We're all together as, like you said, as American people. This ain't no fucking you having a war with some outside country and making treaties and shit. That's what you did in the fucking World War I and II. That's what you do then when you're at war with another country. It's a peace treaty for high tides and shit. This season we're celebrating holidays, so you can enjoy your family, we can enjoy our family, and we'll get back to killing each other after the holiday.
Right, yeah.
So you made a peace treaty, a secret peace treaty within your own American people. That's what you pretty much did with your own American people. You see, it wasn't none of that shit going on around the holidays, dog. There wasn't no statues and shit burning. Wasn't no protesters and shit. After the holidays, we'll get back to the bullshit with your own people.
And then it's funny too with all the American shit like that, you know, like when Joe Biden has his inauguration, Trump said he's not gonna attend to like, you know, like the
hey, he gonna watch the shit though. He got it on DVR. I know it.
His ass gonna be locked in a fucking cellar somewhere. they gonna make his ass. He gonna be hiding in his fucking bunker. I'm not leaving.
And he gonna be holding on to the shit like this. No. You can't take me alive. When all you motherfuckers gonna be really mad when all that orange makeup started melting off and shit, and he gonna be fucking looking like fucking Michael Jackson when he don't have none of the Crayola shit on there back in the day.
Honestly, I don't think Trump ever had coronavirus, because if he really had coronavirus, he looked like the demographic that would die.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, man, I don't know. Like me and Toon always say this shit. We're gonna end the podcast right now, but me and Toon always say this shit. You know what? Like my tattoo. That's why I keep posting that shit, because that's my shit. You know, praise the God of all, drink the wine, and let the world be the world. Let the world be itself. Like, you know, take care of your realm. That's the shit I'm worried about right now. We talk about this shit because it's recent events, current events, and it needs to be talked about, expressed with people with free opinions, not people who are opinions are watered down. Yeah, that's why me and Toon talk about this shit so much. We're not talking about opinions who are watered down by the media, by other people. None of that shit. We take media information, other people information, and we express our opinions about that information. But then none of the shit that we're talking right now is how we really feel. We really feel like we don't give a damn.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we don't give a damn. That's the one, and that's the one thing you can really take about this whole conversation. And if you don't like it, you can also go down to foxyravient.com down there, and you can pick up some stuff. You can buy some of our stuff, like a shirt, and you can burn it like they did with LeBron James. But as long as you buy it first, it, burn it, sell it yourself, and you know, make sure you take pictures and send it to us. DM Fox and Raven on IG. It's Fox and Raven ENT on IG. Follow that page. You can have all the hate mail and all the shit you want to call B on my own little fucking page. And I'm pretty sure you know the name right there, King of Sorrow. You can go in there and DM the nigger this, and my fucking wave cap is on too tight. Whatever. I'm wearing the fucking Triple H t-shirt. Whatever you don't like about our podcast, you can tell us, and we really appreciate it and address you on the next podcast. But make sure you go to foxravenent.com.
Make sure you're ready for that though. I'm gonna give you guys a heads up now. You might want to send the hate mail anonymously because it'll roast the fuck out of you.
You think I'll be talking random and none of my shit makes sense? Okay, that's why I come with tune. Every Fox action figure comes with a J tune. You understand that, right? And that motherfucker can get that. I ain't gotta get that. He can get that. He got the hands. I just got the mouthpiece. What you want? But no, yeah, like we always say, we ending it right now by saying like this. The biggest thing is just to love everybody, man. Take care of yourself and what you got going on. If you worry too much about the world and what they got going on, you ain't never gonna get nowhere like that by concerning yourself with everything else. Yes, love everybody you come across. You can love them from a distance. You can love them up close. Do all that you can to be a better person, one, for yourself and your family, then for everyone else. You got to take care of yourself first. Don't be like Trump. Don't be like Joe Biden. Don't be like your neighbor. And don't get into any arguments over political things. You're not going to fucking win. Political shit change every fucking while we talking now. Some more bullshit just happened right now. Right now. You know what I'm saying? But if you like what we're talking about and you want to see the next podcast, always check in on the Fox and Raven ENT IG. Check that out.
Hopefully next episode won't be political. We're gonna try to find something else to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing like we used to. We're gonna look at other topics and stuff like that. It's a little bit harder now because it's not like a lot of shit's coming out like it used to. Like remember you had movies and shit used to come out. Remember when the world was just regular racism and bullshit? Remember that?
I was trying to I was talking about this the other day. I was like thinking about, could you imagine if like 2 years ago or like 5 years ago there was like a movie that came out where everybody was wearing masks in restaurants and shit? Like you would think it was like some post-apocalyptic shit, you know, like it would like blow your mind. And the fact that we live in that shit now is so fucking crazy.
Yeah, that shit is wild, man. You can't even go in restaurants no more. You don't, you know what I mean? The funny part is I think between me and Toon, I think it was fucking preparation all our lives to get to this preparation H. I think it was preparation to get to all our lives to get to this point, because you got to be creative as hell to do shit nowadays. We were stuck in the house and stuck in the house and being outside and doing bullshit all the time. So you get you a girlfriend and a couple of friends. You got to just make up shit to do. And being creative is our shit.
Find a good connect.
Yeah, find a good connect. Find a good connect, a couple of bottles and some bad bitches, and have you a good ass time, boy. You know what I mean? It's that simple. It really is. You really have a good time with an 8-ball and a 50 Hennessy. You never know. But look,
it's my Tuesdays.
That's just Tuesday, baby. That's just
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
baby. James.
First class, baby. That's just a Tuesday. Get you some shrooms, some weed, some bars, and some bitches. You all right?
Dodge, duck, dive, and dodge.
AKA oatmeal and 2 slices of toast.
AKA white Jennifer Goder. AKA
but yeah, if you like what we're talking about, check out our other videos. Go to foxravenent.com, like I keep saying, and we're gonna keep promoting that shit. I gotta go to foxravenent, no lie, to get me some more shit because my girlfriend keeps stealing my shit. So I
get my jacket in tomorrow. I'm gonna send you a picture of my new hoodie. Shit looking nice.
Oh, you made a new one?
That all over print one?
Oh yeah. Oh nice. Yeah. Is it on there where I can buy it? Like myself?
$50. That's an expensive one, but that's some good quality shit right there.
Man, I'm about to get a couple of shirts this next Friday. Next Friday, I'm gonna get a couple of shirts and shit. I got plans we can't tell y'all about. We got some. We bought all kind of little training shit. We got some shit we created the other day.
So we had a good little boost in the Edgar Allan Swole muscle tees though. So you guys go check that shit out. People like the Edgar Allan Swole shit.
Before we end, and I'm pretty sure you can cut that for the next part. But it's a unisex tank top, right? Like if I was the tank top for the Fox and Raven tank top, it's guys and girls, right?
The regular tank top, I do have a couple female tank tops though, like stringers.
Oh, so I would have to buy her a girl tank top. All right, for sure.
She could wear the male tank. I don't know if I have a male tank top for the logo one. I think I only got the female stringer. Oh,
so all right. Well, yeah, if you ever get the time, can you make a male one, like just like you got the regular shirt, like a regular black one that you got right there?
Yeah,
because I want to do a 2 tank top video in the park, but I can't tell everybody the details. We bought some shit. We bought some shit. It's gonna be dope. We bought some, trying to get some tripod, real camera type shit, and some dope shit. But anyway, yeah, Che. But like we said, love each other, be kind, and the best of your ability. Have some fun, be safe, wear your mask. Fox and Raven sells those too, and they're clean. Wear your mask.
We got the Gators.
Yeah, wear your mask, and try to make the best out of life you can. Until then, stay sly as a fox
and fly as a raven.
Put it up.